Have you ever felt completely betrayed? So betrayed that it feels like the ground has just opened up beneath you. Well, imagine that betrayal coming from the people you're supposed to trust the most, your own family. That's exactly what happened to me. They didn't just break my trust, they stole my future. $500,000 gone. Today, I'm going to share my story. Not for pity, but to show you how you can fight back from the absolute brink, how you can rebuild when your world has been shattered by the ones you love, and what steps you need to take to protect yourself. This is a story about loss, but more importantly, it's a story about finding strength you never knew you had. It all started so innocently, a family business venture. We were all so excited, filled with dreams of building something together, something that would last for generations. I poured everything I had into it, my savings, a small inheritance, countless hours of my life. I trusted them completely. Why wouldn't I? They were my family. We shared holidays, celebrated birthdays, and supported each other through tough times. The idea that they would ever deceive me was unthinkable. The business was structured in a way that gave certain family members control over the finances. I didn't question it. I thought we were all on the same team, working towards the same goal. The first red flag was subtle. A question about an expense that didn't quite add up. I got a vague answer, a quick change of subject. Don't worry about the boring numbers, they'd say. You just focus on the creative side. I let it slide. You want to believe the best in people, especially your family. But then more flags popped up. Promises weren't being kept. Suppliers were calling about unpaid invoices that I thought were settled months ago. My own personal credit card, which I had linked for some initial expenses, started showing strange, unauthorized charges. Each time I brought it up, I was met with a wall of defensiveness and gaslighting. You're being paranoid. You're just stressed. You don't understand how business works. They made me feel like I was the crazy one. The moment of truth was brutal. It wasn't a dramatic confrontation like in the movies. It was a quiet, sickening realization while I was alone, looking at a bank statement that had been accidentally sent to my email. I saw the transfers. Large, systematic withdrawals. Money being moved to personal accounts, spent on lavish vacations, luxury cars, things that had nothing to do with our business. The numbers on the screen swam before my eyes. $500,000, $500,000, my money. The money I had worked my entire life for, the money my grandparents had left me. It wasn't just a business failure. It was a deliberate, calculated theft. The pain was indescribable. It was a physical ache in my chest. It felt like a death in the family, except the people I was mourning were still walking around, living their lives with my money. The anger came next, a white-hot rage that consumed me. How could they? How could they look me in the eye, day after day, knowing what they were doing? I confronted them. It was ugly. There were no apologies, just more lies, more blame. They tried to twist the narrative, claiming the money was owed to them for past grievances I knew nothing about. They turned other family members against me, painting me as greedy and unstable. I was completely and utterly alone. I spent weeks in a daze. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. The betrayal was so deep it poisoned everything. Every happy memory I had with them was now tainted. Was any of it real? Did they ever actually care about me? The financial devastation was one thing, but the emotional wreckage was so much worse. I felt worthless, stupid for trusting them. My mental health plummeted. I remember just sitting on the floor for hours, unable to move, feeling like my life was over. If you have ever felt this kind of despair, this level of hopelessness, please know you are not alone, and please reach out for help. Talking to a therapist or a counselor doesn't make you weak. It's the first step towards taking your power back. You can find resources in the description below. For me, the turning point came one morning when I looked in the mirror and barely recognized the person staring back. I was a ghost, and I realized I had a choice. I could let them destroy me, let them win, or I could fight. I chose to fight. Not for revenge, but for myself. The first step was accepting the harsh reality. The family I thought I had was gone. This meant I had to treat this situation not as a family squabble, but as a serious legal and financial crime. This was the hardest, but most crucial step. I hired a lawyer, a good one, a forensic accountant. This was expensive, and I had to borrow money to do it, which felt like a cruel irony, but it was necessary. We started the painstaking process of tracing the money. Every transaction, every receipt, every lie they told. It was emotionally grueling. Every piece of evidence felt like another stab in the back. But with each document, I also felt a flicker of power returning. I was no longer a victim hiding in the dark. I was a survivor gathering my weapons for the fight of my life. This process is called discovery, and is where you legally demand financial records, emails, and communications. It's not about being vindictive. It's about building a case based on facts, not emotions. We had to separate emotion from strategy. My lawyer was instrumental in this. He reminded me that the legal system doesn't care about my hurt feelings, it cares about evidence. So we focused on that. We documented everything. We created a timeline of events, backed up with bank statements, emails, and text messages. It became clear that this wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a premeditated plan. If you're in a similar situation, document everything. Save every text, every email. Write down dates, times, and summaries of conversations. This is your ammunition. Your memory can get fuzzy under stress, but written records don't lie. The legal battle was long and draining. It took over a year. There were depositions, mediations. I had to face them in a conference room with lawyers present. They still didn't admit guilt. They continued to lie, even under oath. It was surreal. But this time, I wasn't the paranoid one. I had a mountain of evidence, and their lies were transparent. We presented our case, showing the clear path the money took from my accounts to theirs. The forensic accountant's report was undeniable. So what happened in the end? Did I get all my money back? No, and this is a hard truth you need to be prepared for. Often, by the time you catch someone, much of the money is already gone, spent. We were able to secure a judgment against them, a legal ruling that they owed me the money. We were able to recover about 60% of it by placing liens on their properties and seizing assets. It wasn't everything, but it was a victory. More importantly, it was a legal declaration that I was right, that I was wronged, and that they were held accountable. The emotional recovery is a much longer journey. The scars are still there. Family gatherings are complicated. I've had to set firm boundaries. Some relationships are severed forever. Others are strained, and I've had to learn to navigate them with caution. I don't trust easily anymore. But I've also learned who my true family is, the friends who stood by me, who listened to me cry, who celebrated my small victories. My chosen family. Looking back, the biggest lesson I learned is the importance of protecting yourself, even with family. Never mix finances without a crystal clear, legally binding contract. Never give anyone unchecked access to your money. Have separate accounts. Have everything in writing. It might feel awkward or untrusting at the moment, but a good contract is what protects a relationship when things go wrong. It's not about planning for failure. It's about creating a clear roadmap that protects everyone involved. Today, my life is completely different. I'm rebuilding. It's slow, but it's steady. I started a new, smaller business, this time all on my own. I control every penny. The fear and paranoia have slowly been replaced by confidence and a deep sense of resilience. I survived the worst betrayal imaginable and came out the other side. I'm stronger, wiser, and more in tune with my own intuition than ever before. If you are going through something like this, know this: you will get through it. Your pain is valid. Your anger is justified, but don't let it consume you. Channel that energy into action. Seek legal counsel. Seek therapy. Lean on your true friends, and most importantly, choose to fight for yourself. You are worth fighting for. Your future is worth fighting for. Don't let their actions define the rest of your life. Let your recovery be your victory. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If this video helped you in any way, or if you know someone who needs to hear this, please share it. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on overcoming life's biggest challenges. You've got this.